Bienvenidos al podcast de los verbos reflexivos. Hola y welcome. I'm Señora Stanias. In this podcast, we will be looking at reflexive verbs. Metas de aprendizaje. For Spanish 4, we are reviewing reflexive pronouns and how we use reflexive verbs in Spanish. And our goal is, of course, to improve our written and spoken communication. As we go through this podcast, please make sure that you have your grammar sheet with you and be filling in and taking notes as we go. Muy bien. Let's remember that in reflexive constructions, the verb of the subject both performs and receives the action. These are our reflexive pronouns: me, te, se, nos, os, and se. And remember, we always have to use them when we use reflexive verbs. So an example would be with lavarse. Yo me lavo, te lavas, se lava, nos lavamos, os laváis, se lavan. Here's a list of some of the commonly used reflexive verbs. Remember that many of our verbs that are reflexive are used to describe daily routines and personal care. You might want to pause the podcast in order to write these down in your notes. I'm going to continue. There are also a set of verbs that can be reflexive or they can be not reflexive, just normal verbs. So if they are, and they change if they're reflexive or not. So again, this is a list. You might want to pause the podcast and take some notes, writing down the meanings and notice the differences. I've given you an example at the bottom with the sentence, so you can see Félix divirtió a los invitados con sus chistes. Notice there that Felix amused the guests with his jokes. Versus the reflexive verb, Felix se divirtió en la fiesta. Felix had fun at the party. Now here are some verbs that are reflexive in Spanish, but they aren't reflexive in English. And you'll notice that many of these are followed by either the preposition a, de, or en. Once again, make sure you pause the podcast to write down the meanings of these verbs. And I also want you to note that ponerse can be used to express to get or to become. It has to be included with an adjective. So here an example for you. Si no duermo bien, me pongo insoportable. And hacerse and volverse can also mean to become in some situations. Some examples are se ha hecho cantante or te has vuelto loco. Now, in the plural, reflexive verbs can express reciprocal actions done to one another. Some examples. Los dos equipos se saludan antes de comenzar el partido. Los entrenadores se están peleando otra vez. And you can see how they're doing this once again to each other. When a reflexive pronoun is in a sentence with a direct object pronoun, we have to remember that this reflexive pronoun is placed in front of that direct object pronoun. So a couple of examples. ¿Te comiste todo el pastel? Sí, me lo comí todo. This ends the podcast on our review for reflexive verbs. Please make sure you've taken notes, write down any questions that you have, and then complete the Google Docs that you'll find at the end of or below this podcast. Gracias y hasta mañana.